Hello, guys. Welcome once more to our live broadcast. As you all know, it's all about life for Africans in the diaspora. So, come in, power tap your screen, share the live broadcast so we get more participants into the house. So, for those who are seeing me for the very first time, my name is Mata Gift. I'm a monologist. You can as well call me Mama BK and the one and only original Mrs. Maeke. Usually, we come here to talk about life for Africans in the diaspora in general. But because your host is in the UAE, we usually use UAE as our case study. But I want you all to know we do not limit ourselves to UAE. So, irrespective of where you are, Europe, America, we don't want to know. We don't care. If you're interested in sharing your experience, you can send your request or tell us in the comment section and I'll send an invite. So if you're just joining, power tap your screen, share the live broadcast so we get more participants. So we'll begin by welcoming some people. For now, we have 6 participants. So Franklin, Patrick, welcome. Good evening to you. Shishma, welcome. Samuel 221, welcome. Guys, please power tap your screen. Frank, you're welcome. Thanks for joining, guys. Masha, thanks for joining. We are live every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. UAE time and 4 p.m. Cameroon time. Yeah, we talk about Cameroon time because your girl here is actually from Cameroon. Elvis, thanks for joining. Charles, thanks for joining. You all are highly welcome. So, if you are interested in sharing your experience in the diaspora, then this is the right place. Yeah. We want to share the harsh realities. What is actually happening live and direct from the horse's mouth. So, no time for nonsense. We are no longer ashamed. We are no longer keeping quiet because by sharing your experience, you'll be helping someone out there. You'll be liberating. You'll be setting someone free. So please keep power tapping your screen. Keep power tapping your screen. I see you, Mr. Elvis Mayeke. Thanks for joining. The one and only original first wife of the entire Nkwavele family. Thanks for joining. I see you. Nken Kongo, that's her name. Okay, Boy for Town, thanks for coming back. It's another episode of Life for Africans in the Diaspora with your favorite baby girl, Mata Gift, aka Mama Biki, and the one and only original, Mrs. Maeke. So, for those who have been watching my videos, I am a monologist. Now, the question is, who is a monologist? I'm sure you guys love my monologues. For those who are doubting why I have several names in my videos, you love those monologues. I want to serve it as hot as it is. I want you to feel it. I want you to exist in those monologues I share. So don't be bothered. Don't feel like she keeps changing her names. Nothing is serious about what she's saying. She's not truthful. Those stories are not truthful. You listen to them. You felt it in your spirit. You felt uncomfortable. Meaning you understood, you got the message. So why are you bothered? For those who are interested in coming up, you can tell me. Let me start by inviting those we have right now in the house. Boy for Town, Jenny, Sinsky, Franklin, Kingsley Eze.
Hello?
Okay, Franklin. Okay.
Hello, can you hear
Hello,
me?
Mr. Franklin. Thanks for joining. Please, let's begin with Mr. Franklin because he's already that's the name I first speak. Yes. So for the others, please mute yourself.
Yeah.
Mute yourself so we can get Mr. Franklin properly. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Okay, Mr. Franklin, you're welcome. You start by telling us your name, where you're streaming from, and your country of origin. Then you can go ahead with your contribution. If it's your first time, we are here to discuss life for Africans in the diaspora. We discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, we lost Mr. Franklin. He left. So let's take the next person. Let me see. Sense Casey. Okay. Hello, Mr. Sense Casey. Please unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening to you.
Hi.
Yeah, it's 7 minutes past 7. Yeah, it's 7 p.m. in the UAE. So we are saying good evening to you. I can't hear you. Your volume is very, very low.
It's
Hello.
11. It's 11 a.m. over here.
Oh, okay, amazing. So please start by telling us your name, where you're streaming from, and your country of origin, and then you can go ahead with your contribution as an African in the diaspora.
Well, my name is Casey. Sean is just an acronym that I'm using on this other TikTok, and most of what I have here is like representing back in Cameroon, but I'm actually in the United States. And my other name is
Okay.
Frank. It's Frank Casey. Yes. So it's my first time logging in. I think I subscribed because I watched you one time and it was really good. So I subscribed to you. I did the follow thing and stuff like that. I'm not really that good with the TikTok thing. I'm just trying to get back
Hello,
into
guys.
it.
Can you hear him? Because his volume is actually very low. I myself am finding it difficult.
Oh my God,
Barely,
really? I'm
barely.
so
It's really
sorry if it's
difficult
gonna
to
be
hear.
slow. Maybe sooner or later I'm
I
gonna
think
get
he's on
better.
hands-free or something.
Yeah.
Hello,
Hello?
Mr. Sensketi. Are you on hand free? Because we cannot hear you properly.
Oh yeah, I'm on hands free, so I should take it off.
Okay, okay. I don't know. Maybe you will go and come back later because we can't hear you, and people in the comment section are saying they cannot
Hold on.
hear you.
Let me see.
Hi,
Now let me
Martha.
see. Is it better?
Yes,
Perfect.
yes. Thank you. It's
Not.
perfect.
Is it? Is. Oh, okay.
Perfect now. You can go
If you
ahead,
speak,
please.
I guess that's why. So I'm actually log it, actually going live on anyone's page. This is my very first time.
Oh my
So
goodness.
kudos for getting me there.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm honored.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, so that's me briefly. I don't know. So you might continue to host. I'll be here to give ideas, because the more I learn about what you guys are talking about, I'll be able to give my own contributions or anything.
Okay, okay.
Any questions, yes, I'll be happy to answer. And then, yeah, so,
Okay. Thank you so much.
yeah.
So let's move to the next person. Hello, Mr. Boy for Town.
The way you say it, Mr. Boyfriend. How are you, Martha? You good?
Doing great. How are
Great.
you
Thank you for
too?
doing very
Mm.
well. Doing very well. I was just scrolling past and I saw you live and I said, okay, fine, I'm going to pop in.
Yeah,
Always very
as usual, we are
good.
here to discuss again.
Yeah. So, can you just maybe refresh maybe what is the topic for today so I can
Okay.
be up?
Hello, it's
Yeah.
Dion. I see you. Thanks for joining. Like I said, every Wednesday and Friday, we come here to discuss about life for Africans in the diaspora. We discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. Why? Because we assume that our African brothers and sisters usually travel ignorantly. Like they travel as novice. They don't know anything. They don't do research on where they are going to. They don't even know the city where they're actually going to. They don't know what's actually waiting for them or what to expect. So we usually come here to share maybe our experiences or experiences of people around us in order to enlighten our community, or let me say society. So
All
people
right.
will not be ignorant about everything. If you have words of encouragement, you can give as well to
Yes.
especially our fellow Africans back in Africa who intend to
Okay.
travel.
Great. I'll just draw from my experience because that's the best I can do.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's running 14 years. I'm a hustler as well, but it's running
Mm.
14 years.
Wow.
And yeah, so I've seen it all. I came before
Mm.
the metro officially started. So
Mm.
yeah,
Wow.
so like you said, you just said it all in a phrase. So there's a lack of orientation before we
Could you
travel.
mute yourself so we can hear him properly?
All right, it's fine. Okay. So there's a lack of orientation before we travel and then when we actually arrive.
Mm-hmm.
So the bigger the data, the better you can actually pull out your conclusion from. So it's good to actually ask a lot of people, as many people as you can access, to gather information before you travel. So there are those who are going to be, and you also talking on the phone. Sorry, I'm really sorry, my son. Yeah, so there are those who are naysayers, those who just find a way to discourage you about traveling. Listen to them too. They might have some truth in what they are saying. They would always point out to the challenges, the difficulties, or whatever thing is bad about that place to discourage you from traveling. Those who are there who are just overly positive and exaggerate how good the place is and so on, you also listen to them because they will tell you the opportunities that you would find there, right?
Wow.
Because they will exaggerate on everything. And then you'll be able to now measure what is, let's say, a neutral position from as many people as you speak to. Now, when you arrive, you do the same thing again. Try to get an orientation, understand, let's say, the industry you're getting into or you're interested in. Try to find whoever is in that industry, speak to as many people as you can. Go on LinkedIn, try to find people in that industry, find the top 10 companies, find the people who are in those companies in that city where you are searching for your job. Maybe, let's say in my case, Dubai. Best thing to do is, okay, if I'm interested, say in logistics, who are the top 10 logistics companies operating here? So like the DHLs, FedEx, UPS, Aramex, and so on. So I'll go and type that on LinkedIn. I'll find who are the people in that industry, the top people, middle people, maybe just workers, and try to connect as much as I can. Speak to any person, maybe from my country, because we have, of course, an understanding of culture. We can communicate better. Speak to them, understand maybe if they're in that industry, even better for you. Sometimes we know some of our people. I mean, it's mind blowing, but some people want to sell jobs. They have opportunities, but they want to take money from you and give you that. It's so shallow, but anyway, it happens. So speak to them, gather information, and then prepare yourself for it. It's, to me, that is the best way to travel. That's pre-travel, and then when you arrive that location to get yourself started. So I'll allow for maybe another person to contribute. I'll still be around if you need me to
All right.
contribute again. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We really do
Thank you
appreciate
too.
you for coming.
Yeah.
Wow. We thank you for your contribution and we pray may God continue to give you wisdom and bless you as you bless your people. So let's
So
move to the next speaker. Yeah, it's not easy. 14 years in Dubai is not biscuits. Nepal or bebe. Okay. I'm blessed. Hello. Hello, Mr. I'm blessed.
Hi, Mata. How are you doing? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening to you. Thanks for joining and welcome. Please tell us your name, where you're streaming from, and your country of origin. Then you can go ahead with your contribution. We are here discussing life for Africans in the diaspora and the way forward. We discuss about our experiences, our challenges, the good, the bad, and the ugly, like everything. So you got the mic. Wow.
Wow,
Wow. That's deep.
wow.
Wow.
Wow, Mr. Boffertown, I greet you, sir. It's an honor to be on set with you. And
thank you so much.
seeing Mr. Saints Kisi, I greet you. And to our beautiful, pretty, honorable host lady, I say greetings to you. It's an honor to be on set with you. First of all, before I start here, I will say, oh, I so much admire your videos. I run through some of your videos just that was last week, but first time, and I watched, and I like few of them, and I saw the content of what you do was so positive. That's why you saw me when I passed here and I saw you on live. I had to post because I said, "Oh wow, that was a lady. I've never been on live with her." So I like the mindset. I like the positive concept of the content you're creating. Yes, that's it. Thank you, and I appreciate you so much for
You're
that.
welcome.
All right. I've been in Dubai almost same here with my brother. I'm speaking from UAE, precisely from Dubai, and I've been in Dubai for almost same year, almost precisely same year with Boy for Town.
You guys
So,
are kids here.
almost 7 years, yeah. It's by
We've
the
been
grace of
here.
God. Oh. It's not by power, it's not by might, but by
Oh
the
my.
Spirit.
Now
Anyway, it's
I'm
not been
scared.
easy, but it's not been easy. But if you stay positive, anything is positive. You'll have a quiet and smooth life. Challenges will always be there, but trust me, if you stay on your lane and you
Mm,
walk according to your lane, according to your plan in this country, I'll speak mostly because based on you. I mean, with regards to UAE, the country I know, the country I've been there for long, for all this while. So if you
mm,
stay on your lane, stay on your zone, and you work with your plans you have at hand,
mm.
no matter what you do, you will succeed and you will make it.
Very
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Experience has been good. It's been good though. The challenges have been there, but as I said, it's been good. It's been a place for me, and it has opened door to my own family, my younger ones also who are also here, and my cousin siblings. We are almost like 10 of us here, including my siblings, my cousins, and
Mm.
everyone is working. Whatever it is, at least they aspire to. They're growing a little bit. Yeah, they're growing. So it's a nice place. It's a nice place, and I will say, contrary to what people always say, if you look, I've been following some few lives lately, and there have been this heat conflict here whereby they're trying to compare. A lot of people say a lot of negative things about this country, a lot of negative things about UAE and UAE and UAE and UAE. I would like to say one thing: life is difficult everywhere. It's not about UAE, whatever. Life is difficult everywhere,
Mm.
and it is the same like an exam. If you fail to prepare, I mean failure to prepare for an exam
It's
is
planning to
already
fail.
yes. So if you want to travel to UAE, you have to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to prepare. You have to know what you want to do, go do. You have to know what why you're traveling there for. You have to set up a plan. Don't gone are those days people just carry the bag. We did that mistake.
Mm.
For example, I did that mistake. Traveling to UAE, knowing that okay, I had no idea that okay, going to UAE, okay, whatever it is, I'll just go and start working on it. When I came, I went through the challenges I went. Everyone has a story. We don't even need to narrate here. You hear
Mm.
some people will tell they slept on the street, they slept on these, and they were on but trust me, at the end, if you stay positive, no matter how down or how broken you feel, trust me,
Excuse
you'll come
me,
out of
Mr.
it.
Bless.
Yeah.
We have a question here from Mr. Curtis. He says, what does he mean about staying in your zone?
All right. When I say stay on your zone, it means you don't indulge yourself in activities which you know are not acceptable in this country, that are against the law.
Okay.
Yeah. You know the rules and regulation on this country. You have,
Mm.
yeah. So I'm not there to doctrine people, like, because I'm just speaking to myself. I
Mm.
know, okay, I prefer staying in my house, in my zone. If I want to drink, I feel like drinking. I get what I want to drink. I drink in my house. I may only
Mm.
go out to visit friends once in a while. Even when I go out with friends somewhere to hang out, whatever, I still feel uncomfortable because my mind is only okay. Boy, you need to go back home. Go back home. Go back home. I don't feel that
Hello, Mr.
satisfied.
Bless. Hello.
I don't feel satisfied doing that. I mean, hanging out or whatever. That's just my own mindset. All right, somebody may say it's own whatever it is. People have different things or different strategies that work for them. So that's what I mean by staying in my zone. I stay on my zone, do what is okay for me, avoid things that are inconsistent with the rule laws in this country. Yeah.
It's like Mr.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, welcome, bro.
Kes- Kessie. Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm done.
Is my mic on?
Yes, your mic
Yes.
is on.
You know, one. Yes. Um, Martha, at some point, this is a topic that is very vast,
Mm,
and at some point, we would like you kind of like to put questions together so that we have a direction. Why do I say that? For example, we're talking about life in the diaspora,
mm,
which means it involves things like even traveling, people coming, what they need to do.
mm,
We have to remember back in Cameroon, we come from a society that we are trying to just survive. We come from backgrounds that are really poor and we're trying to escape poverty.
mm,
Now, at some point in life, when you defeat poverty or you're no longer hungry, you don't have to be concerned about what to eat in the morning. You're going to start thinking about how to raise a family. You're going to start thinking about how do you actually make yourself happy? What are the things that actually bring value to your life than just trying to get money? Because every time we talk about diaspora, most of the time people just focus on you're gonna get a job, just like Mr. Bless said, stay in your lane, stay in your zone.
mm,
At some point, does it mean that if you get over there and somebody is disrespecting you, your human right as where you come from or whatever, are you going to stay in your lane? Are you going to stay in your zone? Where do you stand up for your freedom, for your self value and ethics? Where do you defend that? And especially being in a foreign land where no matter what, even if you're a citizen of that place, you are still a foreigner. So we have to always reflect on some of those things that mean something to us just
mm,
beyond poverty. So we should always curate our conversations with a topic like, okay, if you are here to defeat poverty, what do you do? For those that like to go for school and become doctors, what do you do? There are some people that don't want to be doctors, they don't want to, they're just trying to figure out a way to create something. It could be in engineering. So money is not the issue for them. The desire they get from just maybe fabricating or manufacturing something is what brings them satisfaction. And that
mm,
conversation is not always put into perspective. It's always about money, money, money. And nowadays, hey, money is nothing. It's just a tool. And
mm,
until, you would think that being a millionaire is something. Until you have a million, then you realize that you need 10 million. Then you realize you want to be a billionaire. And then soon you go to space, you want to go to Mars. So it never ends. You have to figure out who you are. What
mm,
are your goals? What do you want to do in life? Yes, we want to help our families and do all these other nice things on the side, and jobs and money provide that. But who are you? Not to talk of all the brainwashing we get before even getting to this level. Just to pitch in. Let me not run my mouth too much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tins. Casey, we appreciate you for this powerful contribution. And I think it is really true. Identifying who you are is the key, because irrespective of how much money you finally make, if you don't get that self-satisfaction, if your heart is still void, the space is still there, then you're not still happy. No matter what you'll be doing, you have those houses, all the properties you have back in Africa, you will never be satisfied, because that thing within you that you ought to be doing, you haven't even identified it. Oh my God, that's why most of us, it's the same reason why so many people travel and they say, I'm looking for any kind of job just to do and survive. Who agrees with me on that? So we
Yeah.
really do appreciate you,
Yeah.
Mr. Tenskesi, for bringing up that point. Like,
It's
we
Sean.
really
It's
do.
Sean
Yeah.
Casey matter.
What? Shane
it's
Casey?
it's no Sean. Sean. It's Sean
Sean?
Casey, right?
Oh my
Sean
God.
Casey. Yes.
Okay,
But that is
Sean.
not that's not my Bamenda name, please. My
Ah,
Bamenda name is
so you're even a
Franklin Casey.
Bamenda guy and you're stressing me with your name. You're even a Bamenda guy stressing me with your name.
My sister,
Eh?
don't blame me.
You want
Or
me to make
this
catty catty for you?
how do you know that I have come ancestry? Don't be too smart like that. It's not good.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Hello,
Martha,
thanks
how
for
are you?
joining.
How are you? How are you doing?
Amazing. How are you too?
Good, good, good. I'm okay. I'm okay. I welcome you all. in this platform. Actually, I came across your video, when you were actually discussing about, like kind of being in the diaspora and everybody look up to you, it's just
Mm-hmm.
like you actually don't even do anything for yourself, but people back home, there is always something to ask for, which is
Mm-hmm.
actually that's true, okay. But
Mm-hmm.
being the fact that you are in the diaspora, first of all, your priority should be on how to, get yourself together.
Mm.
Okay. Sending things home or, making people, the own people happy or something is not a problem. But the first thing I think you just have to do is to like gather yourself together. If you need to acquire an education there that will make you stable, then after which, then you can say, okay, now you now have your two legs in you know in that particular place. So that has made just like you've stamped yourself down. But being that maybe, for instance, you've not actually gotten any of those things and all that, and you're
Mm.
doing all that, a time will come. You see, one thing about human is this: forget whether it's your family or friends or just name it. If they actually love a place where things are coming from, okay,
Mm.
immediately something starts coming from that angle. You know, that value, that respect will actually disappear.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So,
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing is just for you to do what? You know, make sure that you are on a stable ground. Okay. When I
Mm.
mean a stable ground, you've equipped yourself and you know that, okay, now you're ready, you can do anything. Okay. Yeah. Then before you can now say, okay, you want to do this or you want to do that. And, you know, getting people involved when it comes to maybe, okay, they need something of this, there's a problem or something. It's all about, letting, there's no, when you say, there's, no is not a wrong answer. Okay. No, saying no is not a wrong answer. If they could understand the fact that, okay, this is the situation at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting it? If they could
Yeah.
understand that, and if they refuse to understand it too, let it be. All you just have to do is, make sure you on your own, because if there's a problem tomorrow, these are the same people that will mock you.
Mm.
Okay? These are the same people that will mock you. So you should make yourself more comfortable before doing anything. Okay. And another thing, you know, when you are being content with what you have, just like let me come into this, what's it called? Your topic for today or something.
Mm-hmm.
Contentment really matters, okay? When you are content with what you have and all that. So anything that you think maybe you're doing or you want to do or something, we actually gives you joy. Okay, the joy will comes in. Okay, because you are content, even if the thing is so little or something, but you are satisfied. So anything you do gives you joy, because that thing gives you being that you're content with it, so it gives you joy when you do them. Do you understand it? And being a diaspora actually it's not the way people think. Everybody thinks immediately you leave your home country or something and you go out there, that means, you've become a billionaire or a millionaire or something. No, no, no. It's just like me, I call it slavery in disguise.
It's
Okay?
true.
That is what I call it. It's a slave in
Mm.
disguise. You leaving
It's
your
modern
country.
slavery.
Yeah,
Ah,
you
it's
you
still
you
sleeping.
leaving your country. You go to a place you know nobody and all that. Sometimes the way they treat you, you will just laugh over it because you know
Mm.
this is not your home place.
Mm.
And you're just trying to do what? Everybody knows that you've actually gone out of your country. So I believe they will be expecting things from you. Okay.
Mm.
So because of that, you actually ignore the lot of shit that is coming your way and all that. You just ignore them and all that. But yet, it's as if the people you are in their country, they actually don't understand that. Most times they even want to frustrate you, you know, just to just like racism and all that. Any little thing they flame up, and they don't even want to give you an attention.
Mm.
And you now find yourself, you bring yourself together and make sure that, okay, at least whatever it is, whatever it may take, you just want to skate through and all that. Are you getting it? Because there are
Yeah.
some jobs which you do there. People in that country, they will never do it even if you pay them $3,000.
Yeah.
Okay? They will never do it. But it is most times it is the immigrant that does such jobs. But
Yeah.
yet
Exactly.
they don't appreciate them. That
Yeah.
is why, to be honest, I always say there is no place like home.
Mm.
Seriously.
Mm.
Even if you have you later have what's it called? The green card or
Yeah.
their residence or the passport or something. No, it can never be like your hometown. Africa, as it is, to be honest, Africa is a lovely and wonderful place to be.
Yeah.
The
It
only
is.
problem we just have is just our leaders. Are you getting it? If we
Yeah.
can put that to check, I tell you, the British, the Americans, just name it, they will be the one finding their way to Africa,
Mm.
not Africa going out of this country to going out of their countries. Do you understand it? Because when it
Yeah.
comes to the resources, when it comes to you know the brain work and all that, Africans are there. We have it all. We have it all. But it's just that the people which are the people who are actually leading us are our own problems. Do you get it? So
Mm.
I
Let me
believe
let me interject something.
that. Hello.
If you don't mind. Eh, Um, I mean, at a certain level, for some of you who do read a lot and do a lot of research, you will understand that the economic affairs of the world is being governed in a certain order by powers, by families that have money. Okay, our civilizations did not start today. So what is going on in Africa is not by coincidence. The same thing that is happening like in the United States, in Europe, when we're talking about this corporate slavery or hustle in the diaspora, it's not by coincidence. It is well designed. You have corporations with money that have agendas, they have objectives, they have goals and missions. There are people that feel entitled that they should run the world and they should govern us. Now, those
Mm.
are things that sometimes we ignore because we are not aware of it. Coming back from Africa, we are not taught this because we have a version of the history and education that they want us to have. And then we stay in starvation. And then sometimes we even fight amongst ourselves because of ignorance. One of the problems that we have in Africa is our mentality that needs to change. Now, thankfully, you have platforms now like this, and with TikTok and the social media, some of this
Mm.
information, some of this education is able to go out without the stress. Years back, I remember when I got to the States, I was trying to give the reality of what the United States is to people, and not just the glorious aspect of it's beautiful, it's money here, or trying to flash. See, but when you were telling people that, they didn't want to hear it because the truth, people don't always like you telling them the truth. They like flattery. So, but when I thought to myself, you have to tell people what you see so that
Mm.
when they come in, they make a decision. They should understand this is what they're going to be faced so that they are not shocked. Because I was shocked. When I landed here, I thought that a limousine would just pick me and take me to a five-star hotel, and then I would chill there and eat that kind of stuff that I used to see on the Cosby Show. And my sister, it was not like that. And I like, okay, this is a different game. where whether it's even your own sister, your brother, or who, it doesn't matter. Here, the language is money. And that is very dangerous for humanity, for us human beings, because we are social beings. We interact, we give and take and stuff. But you come into a system that to them is about work, money, status, and power. So, us Africans, us willing to travel, we have to change our mentality, and it is a long way from now. And even with some of the opportunities they've given us, like social media, we have to be careful because embedded in them, you have different codes, algorithms. For those of you who are in technology, you know better. You have system encoded in it to still kind of redirect you into certain direction. We're seeing that in America today. Some of these things that I used to discuss, and people thought that I was even crazy. We're talking of relationships and all of that. And back then, now years later, it's happening. And then people are like, oh, wow, my God, and so on. So we have to be very careful, because if these people that enslave us, we think that they can show us the road to heaven, we are, my sister, we are mistaken. Africans, we must wake up. And when we wake up, we need to be smart and savvy to know that we're dealing with people that they are smart, they have money, and they are very dangerous. So it is not just enough for us to travel out, send money to someone and tell them, hey, come here and just work and do it. We also have to be thinking of what is our future, because if we don't start planning and protecting ourselves, it's never going to end good. Civilizations have risen and fallen for a reason. So we must be conscious about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I know it can be very deep, some of this
most,
stuff, but it is important in this age for us to have these conversations, and they are broad and they are deep. Humble yourself, hustle, educate yourself, and also be smart. Be very wise in the way you move, because, and especially for us, especially us Black Africans, we are one of the most targeted people in the world, no matter
I'm
where.
telling you, I'm
We are
telling you, that is
dangerous,
not the truth.
which means they don't even like you to prosper. So you
Never,
have to be
never.
careful, because they can take you, you get to a certain level, and they can crush you. So you must be smart how you move.
I'm telling you, that is just it. And the worst thing is just that, you see Africa the way it is today. Hmm? It is, Africa is actually blessed when it comes to resources and all that. But the Westerners, they know, even our resource, it is our own resources that the Westerners are using to build their own country. Are you getting it? They
Yeah.
are using our resources to build their own, states and all that. So because of that, they don't even want to give an African, they try to brainwash them for them to even believe that their own place is like an exhibit to them. Are you getting it? That is one thing. That is why they are actually giving most of these people immigrant visas and all that. For them to think that, okay, at least that they are doing well. But the honest truth is that they are just using that to, like, brainwash them to think that, okay, at least maybe the states, they are supporting them or something of that nature. But never.
It's brain
See,
drain. They
Excuse
drain
me,
brain
guys.
drain, I'm
the
telling you.
people with
they,
ideas.
they are
Having
doing
a
they are
great
doing
day.
they are
Having
doing
a
they are
great
doing everything possible to make sure that our own resources will never be used by
Mm,
our own self. Are you getting it?
yeah.
So they come to this state, our country, get our mines, our lithium, our whatever gold and all that, you know, take it to their place to develop.
Mm,
But they don't even want you, an African, who owns those resources, to know that yes, there are resources in this land.
mm,
Instead, they will try to make sure that they bring a blockage that nobody will ever notice or go to that area where they found all those minerals or something.
mm,
Are you getting it? I will
yeah.
use, for example, now, like in Nigeria, okay? You see this Boko Haram of a thing, that is happening all this while and all that. It's political. It's political. It's not just a thing or whatever. Okay, they are actually using them to where for people not to know, because that forest, they are actually minerals. They got from that place, which they are extracting. Okay, but they are using all those guys to to divert attention, just to divert their attention for people not to know that, okay, something of that nature is going on there. And what there's a mineral they said they found there, and there was one minister which they wanted to work with, but the guy actually refused. Okay, and that is lithium. Okay, and that mineral cost a lot. It costs a lot, but they are just, trying to see how they can just, wipe out everybody, cause war to make sure that, the people of the state or Nigeria or something, they don't have any idea of something of that nature, that something is going on there. Are you getting it? You
Yeah.
know, there was an interview with an American man which I listened some time ago. He said they can do anything with their powers to make sure that Africans, they don't get an idea of what they have. They can do anything just for them. See, to be honest, the Westerners, they are evil.
Yeah,
That
evil.
is why you see when something good is coming in, they would like to just to block it,
Mm.
because if that thing should eventually come in, definitely they know that it will affect them. So
Mm.
anything possible to distract the attention of any good governors or something, or the people of the state or something, they are ready to do it. They are ready to do it. So for we as an African, my advice is know yourself. Don't see those people as a saver or something. Okay? They are
Mm.
not. That is why when you go to their place, even sometimes the way they treat you, they don't treat other immigrants that way.
Mm-hmm.
Most especially in Nigeria. Once they hear Nigeria, they are afraid of African, to be honest with you. Because they believe if Africans should come together today,
Mm.
forget it, they are done.
Nothing. Yeah.
If Africa should come together as one today, they are done. They have nothing. They actually have nothing. All the development you see in their states today, the
Africans.
resources are being gathered in Africa.
Mm.
The resources are being gathered in Africa. So that is why they are always scared of that name, Nigeria. Because if Nigeria should stand today, forget it. Every other nation, they are going down. I'm telling you.
Wow,
So
this
for
is
that reason, they'll want to make
Magda,
sure
who
that,
is us?
no, it is what we Africans, we should just
Miss
wise up.
Magda, host us because we all have
If we can come
encyclopedia.
together as one, and unite. If we can unite ourselves, forget it. I believe these people they cannot stand us.
mm.
They cannot.
Wow. Thank you so much for that powerful contribution. My Bamenda brother, you said something, I didn't hear you.
No, we're just saying host us because you're talking to a lot of, we have encyclopedias in our head. If you just
Mm.
allow us, we'll take over the platform and talk for 3 years.
Sincerely, sincerely. But thank you guys so much. You guys are super amazing speakers. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad to have you all. Like, where have you guys been? I've been struggling with this thing alone for a very long time. I have only a few of my brothers, one from Abu Dhabi, Mr. Think with me. I'm sure he's somewhere, but he hasn't said anything, but I know he will come around. So please don't go anywhere. We are live every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. UAE time, 4 p.m. Cameroon time. I don't know about your time. Oh, okay. So, wow. We've had everybody here. I think we have one person here. Please let me just get him, Mr. Sule Tabit. I don't know if this is a guy or a lady. A lady. Hello, Mr. Sule Tabit. Hello. But I really do appreciate you guys for your contributions. Like, eh, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Okay. Okay. Where you
Yeah,
are is unknown.
good evening. My name is Sabit.
Please
I'm a
continue to
Ghanaian. I'm
join
living in
in.
UAE.
Okay.
Yeah,
But your
I
environment
really
is
appreciate the
noisy. I think
conversation.
we'll not be able to hear you properly.
Yeah, but actually, I really appreciate the conversation as well and what our brothers have said. Seriously, that is the exact thing that we are supposed to do. But the only problem that we Africans, especially we the blacks, are having is we are not united. In order for we to be united and then fix things in order to grow as one, we really don't want it that way. You see, that is why. If not, I may even say that West Africa like this, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Ghana like this, yeah. West Africa like this, I may say that we are the gateway to Africa.
Mm.
You see, we are the gateway to Africa. Natural resources, minerals like that, yeah. We are the people that are having it. But why can't we come together? You see, we all are thinking, no, I'm wise, or I'm greater than this or this. That is the only thing. So for now, all that we are trying to bring up is we the youths that is coming up now. If only we can be united, unlike all these platforms like this, we'll be united like that, then we'll change everything and so on. You see,
Mm.
that one will be the best because it is really rude that we that are having a lot of things that we are even suffering, struggling for life. You see, so that's the only thing.
Kali
My
the
brothers
Great
have
says
said,
we have sellouts among us.
you said.
Mr. Kali the Great is in the comment section and he says we have sellouts among us.
All right, all right, all right. Our brothers have said a lot, and I really appreciate for that.
Yeah, like I said, they are amazing speakers. Like they are just saying everything as it's supposed to be or as it's supposed to be said. So I really do
Yeah,
appreciate them for coming today. And there is a mix up somewhere. Some people do not understand who I am and what I do on social media. Like I said, I am a monologist, and I'm sure you all love my monologues. That's why you're here. Like, I look at what is actually happening around me in our society, and I try to personalize it as much as I can in order to get the best response from people or the best reactions. That's what I do. So if you actually go on my page and check my videos, you realize I have different names on different videos and I'm sharing different stories. So please, I want you guys to understand that because I have had people sending me messages, asking me questions, asking me why are you answering Mary, John, Gabriella, Leah Joy. Like I have different names. I'm just representing that character. So I want you guys to get that clearly. And every Wednesday and Friday, like I said, we come here to discuss about life for Africans in the diaspora because my own experience wasn't the best. When I traveled, I was just like, I want to leave Africa. I want to get a better life for myself. But staying here, experiencing all the things I have experienced, oh my God, oh my God. I'm going to check on that, Mr. Lionel. I'll check on that. I don't know much about that, but I'll try. So my experience wasn't the best. And I kept on asking myself, why is it that people don't talk about the harsh realities of what is happening out here? As raw as it is, as difficult as the situation is, why is it that people are always sugarcoating it? I don't understand. because I tried checking on the internet and I couldn't really get someone saying it as raw as it is. So at least you prepare yourself psychologically, because I was just traveling like a young girl, super excited that I'm going to another man's country to work, but I knew it was going to be difficult. But I didn't expect as much as it took me 9 months here in the UAE to get a job. Like I just couldn't believe that it's going to take me almost a year just to get a
Yours,
job.
yours
And the
is even yours is even better now. Sometimes it takes most people like 2 3 years before they can even sit and say, okay, they want to get a job or something.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
UAE, you need you UAE, you have to go for visa change. Baba, you know when you're leaving home, there's no money back home that are going to send to you. You
Mm-hmm.
have to pay for visa change. You need to pay for bed space, like an accommodation. You need to feed. And trust me, transportation in UAE is costly. You get it? So I was like, if you're being fair to your people, then you should discourage them from indebting themselves just to travel. You should discourage them from selling maybe the only family asset just to travel. I'm not saying don't travel, but when it's like you're leaving home and you're leaving your people with nothing, it's not good. At least they should have those family little things that they have. They should not sell it because they want to travel. Baba, before God and man, I'll never encourage anybody, because if you are a debtor,
That is what
okay,
keeps
No,
keeps
my
fast.
my my case, it was a family meeting where this brother gave this amount, this one contributed this one
you see,
supported with it. I mean, I was in tears just
you get
watching
the
them
point.
sacrificing so much to get
Mm,
me here. And then when I got here with all the challenges, I just couldn't even call anybody. Sometimes it's so difficult to even want to ask.
now
You
you
feel
get
you
my
already know.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you come here to realize that after 3 months, then tourist visa was 3 months. You realize that after 3 months, you need to go for visa change, and visa change is not 1,000 francs. It's not 20,000 francs. It was about 1,800, 2,000, 2,224. Some people were even paying 2,500 dirhams. So if you're not calling home for money, like a young girl, what's going to happen to you? How will you survive? And you guys are only coming on social media to post beautiful pictures and videos, making people feel or think it's all rosy out
It's
here.
not.
It is not well.
It's.
Uh, the worst part, Martha, if I might just say this and then go down, is that I mean, I really appreciate everyone for contributing. Somebody said we don't unite and we are not coming together to support each other. It's very practical, and that is true, you know. But if you're talking about it from a country perspective or continent perspective, it's very difficult because different countries are different levels of development, different goals. They have debts with IMF and World Bank and all the other multinationals that are involved in the political system. So it's difficult. I'm talking about us on the ground, supporting each other to stand, supporting each other with opportunities, and then reaching back home and educating those who are still there.
Mm,
What tying it to this point of coming here, I think 2 months ago, went to church, just a short story, and there was this girl who came in and introduced herself. She didn't have anywhere to go, just lost, here in UAE. And I could see like through what she was going through, because the next step will be that maybe somebody somewhere will be giving an evil hand. You know what that means? Somebody will
yeah.
be helping her in exchange for something and so on. So I just turned to my wife. We looked at each other. She went over to her, spoke to her, and then brought her home. She's been with us today. Guess what happened today? Somebody said, "Oh, there was a job in Achman. Come over for the interview," and so on like that. And when we got there, the guy wanted 500 dirhams to show her where the place is. And when we said, okay, fine, you come with us. If we go and she gets offered or she does the interview and everything is fine, we'll pay you. There's no issue. Since I know people sell jobs over here, that is not the best way to do it. but people do all of those kind of things. That is an African brother doing this to another African who is looking for an opportunity. Then later on, we sit back or we get on a live and we blast them and say, oh, some of these girls have come here and this is what they are doing with themselves. They are not respecting themselves. But you have an opportunity, you're sitting on it and you don't know her
To help.
situation. She
I don't.
basically doesn't have a place to stay. You get the point, right? So she's been putting up with us for the last 2 months. This guy was actually trying to take that money from her with no opportunity at
With
all.
no
He didn't
opportunity.
even
Can
have
you
anything.
imagine?
So this is somebody who has nothing, maybe might have heard of this opportunity, thought it's promising, maybe have called home, asking for some money to say, hey, I'm almost there at the door. You guys, one last help, one last effort. Let us get this through. The money will start coming in as I work, and now we are going to maybe settle out all of these things that, all these expenses, this visa change, all of this accommodation spends and so on for the last 10, 15 months, you know. And if he would have taken that money and gone away if I was not there, I just came back and I thought, you know what, let's go together. If this guy is talking about selling a job, let me go and see it for myself. And when I went there, it was all a lie. So my point is, we need to support each other locally at local level.
Locally. Yeah.
Yes, you're here in Dubai, in the US, in Europe. Help your fellow person. Look for the
Exactly.
opportunities if you can find them. Connect your own brothers. You know, less. I'm blessed he was here. He dropped out. I'm sure he had something to do. He said he's brought, like, he's had to have many relatives and cousins and so on here with him. To me, that is the practical step. Might not be everybody to come here, but if you have those opportunities, of course, give your people, you know, less work for you to do, because when you're the only person they depend on, we were talking about this the other day, you end up doing 10 years and then looking around and not seeing anything in your name, you know, but you've been supporting everyone's own small problem, you know. But if you give them the access to work, that person you're helping today, it might not be your relative, it might not even be somebody from your country. You don't
Exactly.
know, it might not come back to you, but some other person also will benefit. And then at the end of it all, God knows how he plots the whole
Praise God.
thing, and then you get the benefit. So you also receive help that you didn't deserve. That's the way I look at it. Thank you.
Exactly. Welcome. Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much for your contribution. Like, you guys are all just blessing us today, blessing us like, oh my goodness.
Good evening, my
And
sisters and my
sorry,
dear brothers.
another thing I would like to contribute. If wherever we find ourselves, okay,
Hmm.
whatever it will take, let's try and develop ourselves more.
Hmm.
Are you getting it? Let's
Yeah.
try to develop ourselves more. I believe doing that will actually give an edge. Okay, it will give an edge. Despite the fact that I know there are some places you go, if you don't have maybe any documents to, they will require document for you to, like, develop yourself or something. If there is anything called maybe socials or whatever, you can just
Hmm.
approach them and say you want to do something if they can help. Even
Okay.
if you're not getting a job or something, that you
Hmm.
want to do something, either you want to go to school or learn something or thereabouts. Are you
Hmm.
getting it? So
Yeah.
from there, you see if they can help. If they can help, they will tell you that, okay, they can help. And if they cannot, they will let you know. But just in any way, by any means, just try and, get one or two things. And my advice also for those who are planning to go out or something, to travel outside of their country, I advise them, try and learn a trade, learn
Yeah.
something, just learn something, whether barbing, hairstylist, or maybe, electricians or something of that nature. Okay.
Hmm.
If you can drive or something, maybe you're a truck driver, you know how to drive truck or something, all this stuff, it will really help. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Because these are the jobs that you can easily get,
Hmm.
without any issue. Okay? These are
Hmm.
jobs you can easily get without any issue. And those that have that learn a trade like hairdressing and all that, a lot of people from there you can just be your own boss.
Mm.
Do you understand it? You just
Mm.
be doing your own thing by yourself. Are you getting it? Maybe
Yes, sir.
you can make somebody's hair, somebody want to make hair, you make their hair. From there, by referrals or something, you see that you begin to have a lot of customers.
Mm.
Okay, it's just like you are in a country and you're doing your own stuff, you're doing your own business. Are you
Mm.
getting it? Yeah,
Yes.
because I can use myself, for instance, when I traveled, okay, I
Mm.
was in Europe for like 2 months. I was in a hotel. And the money I went with, I just found out that my money is diminishing.
Mm.
Nothing is coming in. Are you getting it? Because it's just like, I prepared a little bit.
Mm.
Money, nothing was coming in, and the one I had is going down. I was like, and I don't know where to start. The language is another thing entirely. Do you understand it? And I
Yes.
have a skill. I have a computer skill. I design a website,
Mm.
I build website and a lot of things and all that. So what I just do, from there, it was from there I built my own website, okay? My
Wow.
own from there, because it's just like I was just like, when challenges actually brings your talents,
Yes. It reveals
when
it.
when you are in a tight corner,
Mm.
except maybe you don't know what you want or you don't know what you're doing.
Mm.
Are you getting it? When there
Yes.
are some challenges you face in life, it brings out the best in you.
Wow.
It brings out the best in you.
Mm.
So from there, I was able to do what? I built my own website, and from there, you know, I had
Mm.
to I had to go
Who
online.
is that?
I had to go online and start advertising myself, the products that I have, the things I can do and all that.
Mm.
From there, I begin to get little jobs and all that.
Wow.
Are you getting it?
Yes,
I
sir.
begin to I begin to have what's it called? Orders of jobs. People
Mm.
are asking me to do one or two things for them. I design business logos. I design a website, e-commerce website, and all that. Do you understand it? So from there, I now find it so easy. It was not so easy for me because where I am, you know the accommodation, that one is another problem. You
Mm.
pay like 600 euros for 1 month.
Oof,
Are you getting
too
it?
much.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
money.
600 euros in a month, and this is not a flat, it's a
Mm.
room. Not a flat, a room.
Mami
600
Mata,
euros.
listen.
are you, are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
I was just so happy that everything worked together,
Mm.
for good. So that's why I just, came up with this idea. At least before you leave your home,
Mm-hmm.
just try and do
Have
one or two
that
things.
skill.
Before I left my own place, I'm a what's it called? I'm a seaman by profession. Okay,
Okay.
I'm a
Mm.
seaman by profession. But at the other hand, I do web thing. But I never took that web thing as serious. It was just side, my
Mm.
side also and all that. It was when I now got here and I had to take it very serious because I now find out that that is the only way I can
Survive.
survive here.
Wow.
Do you get it? That's
Yes.
the only way I can survive here. Because
Mm.
if you don't have paper, you can't work, you can't do anything. Do you understand it? So
Yes.
how will you take care of yourself? How will you pay your bills? How will you pay your bills? So
That's
you have
the
to start
difficult
from
thing.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yeah.
getting it?
Hello.
Thank you so
I
much for this
think
contribution.
Good evening, my dear sister and my dear
Good
brothers.
evening, Mr. Kali the Great.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here, seeing my brothers working on how working on how for us to grow,
Mm.
especially back in Africa. So I'm so happy because I would say most of our president back home, they are just pulpits. They are working for the West. Like seriously, even the educational system is a setup. Who says that they have to come and take engineers from Europe to come and process the mining process when we have good people that are skillful? They went
When
to
you
school,
have
they have
the
degree holders, but they don't know what is mining. So the educational system is a total setup.
Mm.
Even when you have your certificate and you travel out of the country, they still don't regard our certificate as anything because they
you
know what they
cannot
do.
use your certificate.
Yeah, they know
Never,
what they
it's not
did to us.
recognized.
You
You
have
know,
to
when
agree.
you have all those degrees, you come out here, you still take courses.
Yes,
You
you still
take
go
So,
back
courses,
to
yeah.
school, of which our parents labor to make sure that we upgrade to that standard.
yeah.
So I'm just happy to see that we are waking up. It's a wake up call for everyone.
Mm.
And I heard one of our brothers says that we as Africa we cannot come together because this country might have its own debt to finish to pay it or whatever challenges they are going through. Now is the time for us to really come up. Who says we are supposed to pay them for all those, even if we are owing them? We are not even owing them because
You're
they
not
can never
owing
pay
them.
us.
What
They
they
can
stole
never pay
from
us
you,
for all the
what they
bloodshed
stole
they have
from
caused
you,
us.
they cannot pay it.
Please, yes, they cannot pay it. Like
Yes.
seriously, they can never pay it,
The
and they are still asking
resources
for
and all
more.
that, the things they stole.
They are
Now,
still asking for more. You see, they'll use only one
okay.
of
Let
us
me
to get
interject
in,
something.
creating like horrible diseases and come and they are killing us because they know we are goddess. We are gods and goddess. That's why they look for every means to kill us. So we ourselves we have to be really mindful of the type of people we live in. Like I'm just happy to see that we are waking up. I don't have much to say, but we really need to do something.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. We appreciate you for coming and we pray you keep coming. Like I always remind you guys, we are live every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. UAE time and 4 p.m. Cameroon time. Let's keep coming. Let's keep reminding ourselves that we need to wake up. We need to stand on our feet. We need to know what to do, when to do, and how to go about doing it. So who is our
Hello, good
next?
evening.
Good
I just
evening.
Because like seriously, look at all the great leaders we have lost in the past, just because they bring up the idea like this for us to come together as one. Like Libya, Kwame Nkrumah, all the great leaders that we have lost. Look at those people. They have great ambition for
Yes.
Africa as a whole, but
Yes.
because there was no one to back them, we say he's from
Thank you so
another
much.
country, he's from this country. We don't stand
Mm.
to work together. So the West,
Thank you
they
so much.
have they don't have any right, they don't have any say in any country in Africa. But just
Mm.
because we are not together, they'll just enter and do whatever they want to do, and then they go.
Mm.
Hello. I'm gonna
Look at
say something. I'm gonna say
Hello,
yeah.
please.
something in regards to this. Hold on. Um. Oh, okay. Um. Hi guys. I know some people just joined. I had mentioned earlier that we have a system that governs the world, which is very complex. That system is not going to be defeated emotionally, which means no matter
Yes,
how angry we just get when we
yes,
react, we are only going to do the things that they want us to do, which will
yes,
then make them give the solutions that they've prepared for us. So that means that we have to be very slick, which means we must understand our enemy very well. All this
Mm.
stuff about they don't like unity, they don't like you coming together, they don't like you knowing how the system runs. And their powers, well designed, crafted, that are sponsoring those our leaders that we hate so much. And they would destroy anybody that gets into power, because guess what? They can create confusion and division and tribalism among the people to do the job for them. If you want to control a country, you don't need to get to that country and control every citizen. You just control the heads of states and a few military people, give money to some, like our brother said before, some sellouts, and they will do the job for you. So for this new generation that is becoming awake because of the information that we're having, we need to understand that game like chess and sit down, analyze the situation, and move quietly with smart people, but very dangerous. Complaining, rioting, protesting does not resolve it. Remember that. Because most of the time, even the protests that are being launched, revolutions that you see people just revolving, are usually organized by the same criminals that are behind the power. So Africa, for us to just say, hey, let's unite, it doesn't just work like that. And also remember, not every African wants to unite. Just like not everybody is righteous, like I wrote in the comment. Some of our brothers are thieves, but we don't need all of them. Just like there are bad people amongst us, they don't want to support each other, but we don't need all of them. We are saying that the people that have a heart, a conscience to do the right thing, we need to master it quietly, organized, like we're having this conversation. Most of all, read and study and gain knowledge of how things work around the world, because most of what you think the world, the way it operates, it doesn't operate like that. The world is being run on symbols that surrounds you every day. You bypass them, they don't mean nothing to you, but you have to sit and reflect. Let me give you an example today. I'm from Cameroon, right? Originally from Cameroon. On our flag, the symbol that we have on our flag is a bunch of rods with an axe in the middle. That is a fascist symbol. For those of you who know what fascism is through history, Mussolini, the Hitlers and all of that, you understand what it means. So ask yourself, how do you have a country that became independent and then they have a symbol of fascism as their coat of arms? Now, this conversation, I know this part is a little too deep. That notwithstanding, the point I'm just making is that we have to realize that the world is very complex and it needs work and sacrifice. While we are lifting each other, we need to study our enemy, because they are very, very extremely dangerous. Or else we'll just be repeating this years and years and years, and they will continue to enslave and subjugate us, and nothing will really change. Because if not, we are a test of how things have really not changed. In Cameroon, I don't remember the last time they put an electric pole in some of the streets that I went through. But guess what? We've been fighting. In Nigeria, we've been fighting.
For years.
So please, guys, I'm glad to have you guys here, but the world is complex. Others of us have taken the time to study it. We don't know it all, but we understand some things, we see them, and we are lucky that we are all sharing this together. But let's remember that we have to be smart about how we go about this.
Good evening.
And if somebody want to add something.
Yes, I want to ask something. Before I want to comment, I want to give my contribution. I want to know, you spoke of the last speaker spoke of the symbol on the Cameroon flag. I really want to know the meaning of that word. I cannot even pronounce the word again. I don't know. Can you come again with the word and give us the meaning?
Fascism. There is what you call fascism. Fascism is a system of fascism. It originated from Italy during the time of Mussolini. It's basically kind of like enslaving the people, It's a system of it's a power, a system of power. The state and the church, they have a lot to do with what you go. Because have you ever sat and wondered why is it that most of the flags on all the nations seem to be similar and stuff? And who puts those flags together? Which means there is an authority that decides certain things at a certain degree what happens in the country. That is the point that I'm making. That sometimes we say that, okay, Africa just needs to unite because the West, we don't owe them no debt and stuff, because we're looking at it as a separate entity. But if you go to maybe some of the top boards, the West, to them be thinking you're Africa, that belongs to them. They think you belong to them. The thing that you're supposed to work for. And this goes back to the pharaohs. This is not something that started today. So we just happen to be during an age of what you call of consciousness, this Aquarius age where there is so much knowledge that is coming to light, and it's going to come to light. Things are going to change. But remember, while we are getting awake, the system is aware of this because for thousands of years, over and over, they've been playing this game and preparing and then repeating the cycle. So human consciousness will change. People are going to be informed, whether they like it or not. Certain things will knock at your door. Certain things that you used to reject and you think, like now, before when you told your brother back home, hey, life is hard over here, they will say, oh no, man, you don't want me to come. But now they are seeing the reality because guess what? The generation, the people that are crossing over now, people like you matter, you're telling them your life story. So whether they believe it or not, guess what? You're telling them. So when they hear from A, B, and C, they start thinking like, oh my God, okay, I need to make a different move. When I go, I need to plan accordingly. I don't just wake up and think that you go to UAE and you get rich, or you're in America or Europe and then money is on trees and all of that. You see? So people will wake up. There is consciousness, whether we like it or not. But when knowledge comes, as knowledge can help you for good, the same knowledge can be very destructive in their own hands. So some of that knowledge will come and it's going to only confuse people because they did not have the patience to understand it. You know, they went by what they know on the street or their own guesswork and opinions, and they started making decisions and shouting around the place, and nothing will change. So I'm just saying this is a time where that knowledge is coming, and we should be cautious, and we should be diligent, and put a lot of effort into it.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
thank
know if
you.
I answered the gentleman's question, but
Yes,
fascism, if you
you
Google it, you will
answer
see
you
it.
answer my
Fascism.
question. You answer my question. Thank you very much. I want to first of all appreciate Martha. I saw your today. I think in the morning when I woke up before I went to work, went to work very early in the morning. I saw your video, the video you made about explaining your hustle, that what you're going through as an individual here in UAE, and what you're facing back home with your family. There are a lot of us that have similar stories, but your story was so touching because the amount of time you've spent out of Cameroon and you can't really show something for that. This is what I've been able to achieve for myself. I just want to encourage you that you know that you've achieved something. Achievement sometimes it doesn't really only comes from the material things we have. Riches, the people you have around you, they are the most expensive riches you can ever get. We invest in people. I used to tell my wife, even if I go back to Cameroon with nothing, but I'm glad I educated some, even if it's one person, someone went to school, someone did not die because I sent them to the hospital, someone did not go hungry one day because I sent them 5,000. So that is something you're achieving. I just want to encourage you on the hustle, and I want to contribute. My own contribution will go in terms of the system. There is a system that has been put in place. If we want to really know what is happening in the world, that us Africans we don't know, and the reason why they are really keeping us in the dark is because us Africans we know what we want and we know our rights. That is why the reason why they don't like Africans is because Africans know what they want and they stand for what they want and they stand for the truth. If there is any truthful person in the world, it should be an African. Nevertheless, I'm not saying that all Africans are good people. No, everywhere you go in the world, you will find bad people. So it often so amazed me. Last time I was at work, I think sometime last year, I was at work and someone came and they asked me where I was from. And before I could even respond, the person said, hey, don't tell me you are from Nigeria. I got very pissed off. I'm not from Nigeria, but I get really pissed off when people behave like that, because it's not because somebody is from Nigeria that they should be termed bad. They are very good people from Nigeria. So my response to the person is, I know you're from Egypt. Do you want to tell me that in Egypt there are only good people? Just from this expression that you just made, it just show to me who you really are. we should not. There is this common thing. Even with Africans, it do happen. It do happen. This thing of grouping people, like they say this person is from Africa. Even you go back to Cameroon, I so much get angry if someone walks into a milieu and say and groups people. I think in philosophy they call it inductive and deductive reasoning. It means reasoning from a particular principle to a general principle. This reason they always say that because an African did something, all Africans are being tagged
Yeah.
into it. Because a Bamenda person did something, it is very, very wrong reasoning. Secondly, I want to talk about the system. There is a system that has been put in place, and that system has made sure that Africans be relegated to the back. We are always looked down upon.
Telling you.
Even when you are working, for example, we are here in UAE, even when we are working with people that are here, they are so much less educated than we are. They earn more than us.
Yeah.
They give us the commands because they feel that their skin color or they feel that their country. And I don't even blame them too much because I blame us. Because sometimes the way I will go back, I will start with families here. Let me just tell us something. The way you speak about your family to your friends, to your neighbors, or on social media, it reflects back on you, on the type of respect people will give you, on the type of things people will tell you. So the way we expose here in UAE, I'm telling you, here in UAE, there is corruption. In America, America is the most corrupt country in the world. There is corruption everywhere. So the way we put out our things out there, it just give them that right hand to look down on us. We are always
Yeah,
speaking about the bad governance. We are always
yeah,
speaking about the negative things that people are doing to us. No, I learned earlier in life when I was back in Cameroon that unemployment is not the lack of job opportunities, but is the lack of willingness to work.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of things that we could do rather than
Even
just waiting on the government to
yeah.
employ us. There are a lot of things that we could do, but we don't want to do it because everybody wants to get rich very fast. And this brings me to this point. My point is there is a system in America. If you want to know why there are killings everywhere, and I've been doing, I'm somebody that I love to read. I read about every country. I read about every system. So I was just doing some research, and I came across this thing on social media that about Alice Bailey. If you want to know Alice Bailey is the founder of the Luciferian Church, and this is the same reason why the UN cannot decipher on very pertinent issues that is affecting so many countries around the world, because the Luciferians, they are controlling the UN, because the UN is in the same building with the Luciferian Church created by Alice Bailey some years back, and they have their own 10 commandments. If I should begin to list as the 10 commandments, I cannot go them in order. I will just try to explain to us so that we will be able to see. For example, one of their commandments says that just give me 1 minute. I think it is something that we really need to know, because this is the thing that is causing the ignorance. So many people don't know why we are going through what we are going through. It's a system that has been put in place. Just give me 1 minute. I will open up my phone, my other phone, then I will check. I'll check the data, then and I will bring to us some very pertinent examples of what the Luciferians they are doing, their aim, and why we are where we are today in this world is because of the Luciferians, because they have a system. And when I will be reading these things, you will see that you see them every day. There are things that we see every day, but you wonder how come these things are becoming so normalized, but we don't know that it's a system.
Promise.
To Daniel.
Hero
Uh,
says something here.
or
Says Ali. Hello. He says Alice Bailey's rule says remove religion from every institution.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to. Exactly. Exactly.
I think, Daniel, that is a topic that is very deep and matter. I think like we should be cautious because that subject is extremely deep, and some of our brothers here might be young or new to this kind of information. One, you don't want to scare them because that is occult knowledge. Occult just means hidden. It doesn't mean any. It's not about it's evil and stuff. Now, is there some occult knowledge that is evil? Yes, there is some that they
Yes.
do. They do evil things, no doubt. And we are quite aware that America is under Freemasonry. So it's been in Europe from Egypt. Like I said, ancient societies is not new, but it is hidden knowledge, and that is an area. I think this group is kind of young to get into that. Yeah, so
Yes.
we
And
might have to. Mhm.
guys, please, others are
Yeah.
already complaining that they are unable to even have an opportunity to speak because we have someone like
Yes.
Slim Joe there. He hasn't said
Yeah.
anything since he came. And we also have, I guess, Mr. Peter. He hasn't said anything as well, and he's been there for a while. And we have just few minutes more because we are usually live for just 2 hours, 7 to 9. So we
Okay,
don't have.
let me go down and then maybe you should bring
Okay.
somebody else up. Okay.
Yeah, let the new person speak that we've not heard from too. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Slim Joe.
Hello, good evening, sister.
Good evening. Thanks for joining. Please tell us your name, where you're streaming from, and your contribution.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad to be part of your program this evening. I'm Joseph. I'm streaming from Abu Dhabi.
Oh, amazing. We are glad to have you.
Thank you so much. I also want to use the opportunity to appreciate your good work. I have been going through some of your videos. It's actually educating, and I want to urge you to keep it up.
Thank you
I
so
always
much.
tell people that, in Africa, ladies are seen as a kind of weaker vessels. There are things they can't do. But when I see ladies doing certain things, I respect them.
His volume is very down, very low.
Ah,
I can barely
Mr.
hear him.
Slim Joe, my people cannot hear you.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, better.
Okay, so I want to appreciate you, and you have to keep it up. Don't relent in what you've been doing. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful. Okay, thank you
Okay.
so much for your contribution and your appreciation. It makes me blush, and thank you. So, we have Mr. Peter here. No. Hello, Mr. Peter. Please unmute yourself. Okay. Mike says, looks like you listen to a lot of people who don't know what they are talking about. So, Mr. Mike, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Hello, Mr. Peter. Are you there? Hello? Hello, Mr. Peter. Okay, he's not available. Let's take the next speaker. Hello, the Prince. Good evening to you. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, hello,
Okay. Thanks for coming back. I was unable to get you. Welcome.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah,
You're welcome to our live broadcast. I'm sure you've been here for a while and you've been hearing the discussions. It's all about life for Africans in the diaspora, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We share as much as we can, and we are trying to avoid secrecy. We want our African people back home to be aware of the harsh realities of what is actually happening out here. And we usually encourage people that before you travel, make sure you do your own background check. You know where you're going to, you know possibly the city where you're going to live, like some basic knowledge about where you're going to. So if you have something for my people today, you can bless us with it.
yeah. I've been listening. it's not quite long I joined the the topic and the subject of the day. And me, I'm in Brazil, so
Mm,
yeah, I have my own experience,
mm,
and all I've been saying here is very nice, and is very true about uh, in diaspora. So I also understand that everything that I'm experiencing here happen in other countries because
mm,
me, I'm in Brazil. I can't talk of other countries. We African, we need to come back home, like, and we need to be our brothers keepers and show that love because a lot of us Africans are lose that humanity in terms of treating our brother when we come out to these these other countries to hustle to make Africa a better place. We
mm.
do face uh, different challenge by our brothers that have already traveled before us. So, in my own contribution, I will say that charities begins at home. Me in Brazil, I will never treat an African bad, despite the when I say the country or yeah. So I will never be that kind of wicked brother from Africa.
Mm.
That is me. Yeah, because I don't support evil. We are one and we are black. That's we are gifted in so many things by God. So I don't think the way I experience bad the bad side of our brother, though there are good people, there are a lot of good people. I can say that, but we should limit that. It's not part of our culture, and then it's not part of what we are known as Africa. That is my own suggestion.
Okay, we appreciate you for sharing your contribution with us, and we thank you for joining this live broadcast. And we pray you keep coming because we are usually live every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. UAE time and 4 p.m. Cameroon time. I don't know the time in Brazil now because we are 33 minutes past 8 p.m. here in the UAE. So
Okay.
you can look out the time for yourself. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
this is
for your contribution.
1:33 p.m.
Okay,
in Brazil.
all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. We'll move now to the next speaker. This time around, we have a lady. We have another lady. Hello, Mrs. Anna Ryan. Hello, Miss. Hello, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Miss. I'm
I hope
good.
you are okay over there in
I'm
Europe.
good.
Hello, how are you? I hope I hope you are okay over there. Let me
Eight
drop
two.
this. Hello, how are you?
Eight four. Eight four.
I hope
Eight
you are
four.
okay over there. Let me drop this. Hello, how are you?
Okay. The next speaker, because our sister was unable to connect because my voice, we had the echo at the back. So let's move to the next speaker. We have someone just joining us now, and I'm sure our sister is back. Yes. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Mm. It hurts. Thank you so
Uh,
much. But my people here are saying they cannot hear you. I don't know what happened. But I can hear you. But they're
what
telling me,
is there is that we Africans, we are very responsible. So
yes,
I will say is that we are responsible and we have a very good heart in terms of looking out for our own. But
yeah.
what I would say is, I know we all out here are going through a lot. What you can do, just do it
Mm.
and leave the rest to them. Because no matter how much you send, when you go back home, you see that they are even enjoying more than us. You cannot believe that you can live here. Me, for example, I'm in UAE. You go back home, you find people that the way they play with money. It's like you are just wasting your time out here. So what you can do, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter how much you give, though, just keep asking for more. Don't kill yourself.
Never.
Do your own and just leave the rest for the mother
God.
creator. Yes.
Mm. Thank
And
you guys so much.
secondly, this our family. We should be mindful of the type, because as I was screening, I was looking at the comment. I just see this white Negro. They come here. Maybe they are just coming here because they see your beauty. Hello, my queen, and this, that. So our conversation, we should be mindful of the type of listeners we welcome here. We will see
Okay.
such people like that.
If you
We keep
see
them off.
someone like
Yeah,
that, just let me know so I can
yeah.
just take him down.
Because what we are discussing, we are discussing our today, because this is
Mm-hmm.
something that we are planning for. So when they come here, most of them are spy. Maybe they go now and thinking on see that these guys are
Mm-hmm.
coming up. Let's look
Yeah.
for a way to press them down. And we also, as we are here, we should also look for a way to create like maybe a different platform of where we can always discuss our private issues. Like if we have a very good plans. I know we do
Okay.
have brothers and sisters from another country, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe us in Cameroon, we can work out something. If we have a different platform that we can always meet there. I know this is new, but we just need to start doing something, because we keep talking and talking with good
Mm-hmm.
ambitions, but we don't implement it. So
Very true.
we have to do something.
Yes, we've been discussing about that, but I wanted it to take a little more time so the platform actually grows again more. So we get at least a good number before we start. We cannot just say we are two, though, even if we are just two, it's okay to start something. But I wanted to take time. I don't just want to be in a rush and do the wrong thing at the right time or do the right thing at the wrong time. That's what's actually happening. So I appreciate you all today for your contributions, and I want to tell you guys, you all are amazing. Can you imagine? I still have 33 participants. Usually it's never like this. So you guys are super amazing. And I appreciate you all for your words of encouragement and advice. Like for all the thousands of Africans that left comments under that video saying you're not alone, you're not alone. I can imagine what my people have been going through. I can imagine how difficult life has been for my fellow African brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And as bad as it is, we are never able to talk about this thing with people, with those people hurting us indirectly, because they will misinterpret it, which actually means that video served its purpose. And I am happy. I am happy. Even if I don't achieve anything else in life, I know at least I reminded someone someday that you deserve happiness. You deserve to find out who you are, to know yourself. I don't know if we have been trying that. I don't know if we have ever taken time to ask ourselves, am I the person I'm supposed to be? Is this where I'm supposed to be at this time? Is this, like, you look at yourself and say, is this really me? Is this really me? And if you ask yourself that question, I think some people will be having doubts, because it will seem like they can't find themselves. It seems like they are lost. They don't know where they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know, they cannot even imagine who they will become, because maybe when they were younger, they had ambitions, they had dreams, but they were unable to pursue them. They had to let them go for some certain reasons, reasons they themselves cannot even explain, reasons they themselves are not even proud of. So, guys, please, let's keep reminding ourselves. So, I really pray you all keep coming. So, we keep reminding ourselves. So, you guys can inspire me more to come up with more of such videos to remind us of who we are, of what we are doing, to ask us those sensitive questions if we are doing the right things. So, I don't know if anyone else out there has something else to add. And for all the gifters today, I thank you all so, so much. Thank you guys for the gifts. Hello, is there anyone else that wants to add something?
I just want to add a
Yeah,
little
good
more
evening,
something
Sister Peter.
because uh, some of us here we have a good source of income, but maybe I know your video was good and it touched a lot of souls, but some of us might still have and they don't take care of their loved ones back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like talking about Kumba, because you are from Kumba, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've still like 10 years or more in Southwest, in Bonge precisely.
Mm.
So most people there, they are not even familiar with the media, like to even get information. Like for example, talking about our African history, most of us, we do not even know nothing. If I had not find my way here and visiting various platforms like this one that educate me on knowing my roots, I wouldn't have this knowledge of where I am today. So
Wow.
most of us that are equipped, we might have, but you still don't take care of your loved one. So we should
Mm-hmm.
know that most of them are suffering, even though
Yeah.
some of them misuse what we send to them back home. But we should know that majority are suffering. Know where you are coming from. Don't forget where you are coming from because you find yourself here. God has blessed you to be who you are
Mm-hmm.
today. Always know your roots, where you are coming from. And we should not forget that most of them, they are suffering also.
Mm-hmm. And they
Yeah.
need our help.
Yes.
They need. But the
Yeah.
only thing we are saying is why you're supporting them, be smart.
Yes,
Don't
that's it.
just do it foolishly. Support them and make sure you're building yourself. Make
Yeah.
sure you're taking care of yourself. Trust me, I know so many Africans here in the UAE. If you see even what they eat simply because they say they want to send something back home, I fear that when they will return back home, they will fall sick. No, when they will
Yes,
go back
yes.
home, they will not be okay. I know people taking paratha morning, afternoon, evening. You and I know what paratha is,
Just to save.
just to save. Paratha is not healthy. You cannot take paratha as breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you expect to be okay. So my question is, who are you saving for? What are you saving for? We say every day health is wealth, but we don't practice it. We don't
Yeah.
even we say things we don't even understand. We cannot even interpret what we say with our own mouths. And it's funny, if you don't feed this same body that is assisting you in making that money that you're sending home, Baba, what are you doing to yourself?
Sister, say. I'm sorry cutting you short. It's
Okay.
easier said than done. Honestly speaking, just like, honestly, I, for one, I was touched when I watched you. Deeply in me, I was like, oh, so I had a sister who goes through what I go through. Is there somebody out there who actually goes through what many of us here are going through? And just like you said, with Parata, forget about the food we eat here. Sincerely, the milieu we find ourselves in, whether you like it or not, there are certain things we are bound to do. Because the way these guys back home, the way they act, and let me put it this way, the style they will take to ask, even if you give today and say, I will not give tomorrow, I bet you by the time the message enters your phone, you are going to give, whether you like it or not. Just like our brother rightly said, we Africans, remember the bond, the family bond
Yeah.
within the African milieu is more than anything. The blood bond is more than anything. Forget about these other people. Like, they have this kind of a nuclear family, but not like with us in Africa, where you
Mm.
have extended family. You
Extended
even have some
family.
relatives you don't know. You just come to
Mm.
know them when there is a need for financial assistance. You see a text in your phone where somebody tried to explain how the relationship or how he or she is related to you. Know the next thing coming will be financial assistance. And I
Mm.
bet you, and see, we Africans, I don't know other countries, especially Cameroon and the Northwest. Let me be specific. They have this kind of a notion, like when you were schooling, if I give you a pen,
You owe
Mm.
every
you are
family
bound
member
to pay.
something.
You
Mm.
are bound to pay that pen. I don't know if you try to understand what I'm saying. If
Yes.
an old woman in the quarter, in the village,
Mm.
who by accidentally gave you a piece of yam when you were in primary school, today is looking at you to be the sole benefactor of that family because of that piece of yam. And Africa and witchcraft is real. Don't
Yes.
give, and see if they will not follow you just behind that piece of yam. You are
Another
bound to
thing is,
some people
you know,
creating enmity with you who don't even know you, just because you gave to this other one and you didn't give to these other people. You give this certain amount to this fellow and you reduce when you were giving to the other people. So
that is another problem.
that is a big challenge with us.
Yes.
Since these other people, they live here, like somebody above 18 in a family is bound to do what he wants, what he works and earn in his or her pocket. The parents, they even go as far as even adding to what that person has.
Mm.
But with us, back in Africa and in Cameroon, to be specific, you will see a young man like, I remember my dad used to tell me, remember my son, when you grow up, you are a husband to thousands of women. I thought like, oh no, I don't want to get married to two or three. But it's now I come to realize he didn't mean my legal married wife, but I am bound to solve problems of those I don't even know. I am bound to carry the responsibility of families that I don't even know. And with the bond as Africans, it always did. So at the end, you see yourself walking dry. You even walk and forgot to eat.
My issue is, at the end of the day, you're unable to even communicate with these people.
They
You
don't
get
even
it?
talk to you. Their
That
text
is
come to
it.
your phone only
Whereas
when they a financial
communication is the
assistance.
key. If we cannot communicate, look at like our UAE. Whether you like it or not, UAE will stress you. The tension here, whether you like it or not, it's always high. Now you have no one to talk to. You go to work, they stress you. You come back home, maybe you have your messages to reply. The request is there, you send. So when can you talk to them? Only when they call to ask?
I think the problem is not only African problem. Even Filipinos do the same thing. A lot
Yes.
of men here in the United States, like the military men, they go to Philippines at the military bases there. A lot of Filipino women who marry these American men, they call them Yankees. They marry them. They come here as before the men know it. They bring the entire family here, and they always want money. And then when they are young, they are usually small. As soon as they get married, they become big. They know
Yeah.
them for that. So a lot of white men don't even want to marry them, but some of them, they target the black men, unfortunately, those who are in the military. But the problem of sending money, even it happens even in South America, it's just a mentality of the people we leave back behind. They don't understand. They need education. But then when you look at Africa, they just need to be educated on how things are, because they look at, let's say I'm in the United States where I am. I'm a nurse. Of course, I have everything I need. But the thing is, I also need to develop back home there for my children or when I retire. But they tell you, oh, you are coming. They don't want you to come back. They don't understand that in America, when you are old, you end up in a nursing home. And then those people who take care of you. Like I'm a nurse, I see how the CNAs, those who are nursing assistants, they call them scrubbers. They take care of the older folks. Sometimes the people can't even get out of bed. They're pretty much rotting in bed, okay? Even if they have money, it doesn't matter because there's a shortage of people to work. So the whole thing is, we look at that, we Africans like, well, back home in Africa, we don't have things like this. So I'd rather retire home. And then when you send money back home to say, maybe I should build a house or buy a farm where I'll retire, they don't care about that. They think you are crazy. Mentioning a farm, they look at you like it's poverty. Like maybe you are just poor or something, like you are out of your mind. Why do you want to retire in Africa? Because they look at that when you come back, then you won't be able to send it to them. But they don't understand that Africa, for some of us, we see the difference. You know, we've lived here. I'm an American citizen with a US passport. I have a beautiful house here. I have everything I need. But still, you always want to go back to the motherland. It doesn't matter. But people don't understand that. They don't want to hear it.
We want them to hear it now.
Yeah, so that's why I say maybe we should create a dialogue, maybe a WhatsApp group or something of all Africans where we can have meetings with these things. They don't understand.
They
It's
should
not
understand
only Africans. All of them. I've seen Nigerian nurses here. They complain about the same thing. I've seen people from Saudi Arabia. I mean, from Cameroon, they complain. Anybody from Ghana, they complain about the same thing. And if you look at Africa, the mentality of Africa in general, even our leaders, they depend on handouts, donations from the West. Okay?
I came across a video of a Nigerian sister who have been working all her life savings. She take care of the family, send money for her brother to build a house. When going back, she made a scrap, and the brother escaped. Just imagine the trauma she will be going through.
So what is she going to do now?
Where is she
As
going to
she
start
has
from?
nothing else to fall back on.
I know people who don't have papers who are stuck here. They've been here 20 years. They can't go back home because when you leave America, if you are illegal here, you can't come back. So like they've been sending money back home. Some of them left their husbands behind, but because they can't leave, they lost those husbands. Some of them have never seen their children since they were in kindergarten. They can't go. Can you imagine such a person investing back home? And then when it's time, say, I have to go back home because I'm old now, because I don't qualify to be even in a retirement home. Then they go back home, they find nothing. You die from a stroke or heart attack. And Nigerians have made movies about things like this, but I don't know why Africans can't get it.
They don't believe because it's a movie. So this time around, we'll show our faces and talk about it.
Yeah, they don't understand. I see it. You know, I tell my family, my own sister doesn't check up on me. Sometimes I'm all alone because I used to me giving them everything. When I send the amount of money, because the exchange rate is different, they see a lot because I send US dollars. They see a lot. They think there's more there. There's a factory. I give them instruction. I want to build a house with pan bricks. They don't want to hear that. They say, oh, no, that's too expensive. Like, what? That's mine. It's my happiness. They don't want to hear that.
Oh, God. May God have mercy.
I think the information is getting across. Our people are beginning to get this information. They are seeing videos. But I will also advise our fellow brothers in the diaspora that you need to be able to execute what you say by taking a stand, which sometimes you have to make decisions that might seem harsh, but it's going to get the message across. For example, sometimes like you have to teach the people how to fish, not just send them fish. You explain to them, this is what I'm going through. And even though I'm explaining, I know it won't mean anything to you because it's not what you're interested in, but I can't do it. You just need to be able to say no, like one of our brothers said earlier. Be able to say, no, I can't do it now. Don't kill yourself. I can't do it now. I have things to take care of. Hey, if they get mad, what else can you do? There are people that you send money to them and they still didn't even care about you later when the money was finished and you didn't send more. So you need to take a stand, and like in this forum, the information is getting across. Their voices are speak. Like what Martha did with her video, it spoke for a lot of people that are maybe shy or don't know how to do it. You know, some people can just communicate like that or speak their mind, and you have others that are brave, like the way Martha came out with her video. And then when you speak like that, it's not just for yourself, and that's the good thing. You've spoken on behalf of thousands of people across in the diaspora that are going through a similar thing. But every individual should personally meditate for a second and say, hey, I can't just keep doing this. This is the right thing. And then when you call your brothers and sisters back home, don't just show them your big screen TV and your big car. Tell them, I have this car, but I have to pay almost $700 for this car. This is my house. This is my price for it. You know, because sometimes people will be like, oh man, one of my cousins actually told me one time that, Grant, man, I know over there they say you just have a house, government, you know, you just stay, you have your house and everything. I said, eh? I said, wow. I said, that is good. I said, that's true, oh, bro. I said, but it's just at the house, I happen to just pay maybe like almost 700,000 for the house every month. He said, eh? What? I said, yes. I said, the house that you in Cameroon, you are renting for about $200. I said, me, I have to pay $1,400 for the house here. I said, so when I tell you that I'm making 2 million, don't get excited, because and I gave them just a brief. I say, this is mortgage, this is car insurance, this is car note, this is this and so. And the money, and I asked him, I said, what do you think I eat? I said, do you think I ever drink Gary sometimes, or you think that I just five-star restaurant downtown and eat? You know, and that's how you educate them. After you educate them and you speak the truth, you're honest, you speak the truth, don't keep explaining. There's no point, because some will not even listen, because some are not interested in. But do not kill yourself. Time has changed. And for like my sister, those that want to invest so much is a good thing. My sister or brother, go back, also travel, go there. And even when you're not there, you send money and they're doing something. Now we have WhatsApp, which facilitates things. When they're constructing, they should be showing you video of the progress. That's how many of my friends and some of us have been able to do something back home. I need to see a video. They change it. I need to see, even though they'll cut some money off, but at least you see what is going, what is changing. And even with that, sometimes it's not enough. Go back there and supervise it. You have to go and see for yourself. Or they'll go and take a building of someone's houses and send to you, and then you think you have a house. Then one day you go back there. There's nothing. There's no savings. Hey. And for those that are willing to come to the United States or to go to other foreign countries to make it to hustle, draw a plan and say, I will go and work and I will do this back home. And once you have that, you are good. A lot of us were traveling when we were not having information. You just leave and you go. And then you thinking how you call somebody on the phone, you go and buy a card and they give you 5 minutes. And then you charge it and talk and talk. But now, hey, we can stay on the phone for hours. So communicate, make a plan, and be decisive. But don't kill yourself, and take care of yourself first too. So,
Thank you guys so much. So who will give us just a closing statement, because it's 1 minute, it's 9 p.m. and this girl here needs to rest. We'll continue on Wednesday.
All right, good night.
Good night, Mama. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all for staying here with me, for all your contributions, all the encouragement, and everything in general. At least your presence alone means the world. Wow. And for all my amazing speakers.
Thank you,
Guys
Sister
on
Magdalena.
Wednesday.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good night to everyone. Let's keep coming, guys. Let's keep coming.
Oh, I followed you already.
Okay, Mama, I'll follow you too. Bye, bye, bye. See you guys
Thank you,
next
Sister
week. Enjoy
Magda.
your
God bless.
weekend.
Thank you.
all right, good night to you
Bye.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.